I just listened to a 2-hour interview with Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Oh, I listened to it too.
Pretty interesting.
I was good after 45.
Yeah, for me, I grew up.
Also, podcast.
Well, no,
Kinda
it'd be
said it all,
interesting.
you know?
For me, like he was like growing up in New York City when there was the Raven Night Club where John Gotti and Little Italy, we used to go eat at a place called Cafe Sorrento right near it. And you'd see those guys. I never saw Gravano and I never saw John Gotti, but you saw those guys.
The Goodfellas?
They were the Goodfellas. And he, like what he was saying, which was John Gotti broke all the rules. He started wearing Brioni suits and being like, he was like a movie star. They called him the Teflon Don. And Sammy the Bull was like, we're a secret society. What the fuck are you doing?
See, this is my problem, though. Sammy the Bull, who's the ultimate, right? He's the term for rat, the ultimate snitch.
Not really, though.
See, but that's the thing. You watch this, and he makes it seem like it was
But he wasn't. Sammy the Bull was the guy who was always... He was the guy in the background. He was the killer.
He was the killer.
Was the organizer.
Yeah, he was the killer.
Yeah, he was
the killer.
feared.
He was a terrible human being.
Yeah,
Awful.
Oh no.
Oh no! You watch one documentary. And you think, here's my.
I grew up around these guys. I can tell you right now,
dude. Me and Stevie Blue Eyes were talking. Like Stevie goes, "Here, watch this on the plane." Something. I went, "Oh, thanks, Stevie. Thinking it's gonna be some bullshit. Watch it. It's fantastic." That's
I followed the case pretty closely. Like I remember in New York, I remember everything that happened.
I think a lot of people.
Gotti was the one.
He was getting pinched.
Yeah. I mean, Sammy was a real gangster. Like, in other words,
he lived,
but he lived and died by it. John Gotti he made his son a capo, which was, you know, he didn't work his way up. There was all these rules he kind of broke, and he brought them front and center.
Well, he became a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a criminal, and these guys were like, the real guys were like,
being
what
on the
the
news
fuck
and
are you
doing
doing?
interviews and shit, yeah.
I remember even my grandfather grew up around these guys in Brooklyn.
Yeah, they hated it, right?
My grandfather's father helped a lot of these guys, not crime-wise, but a lot of these guys were immigrants, so their fathers came over, and he had a spaghetti sauce factory, so he'd give them work, help them out. So when there were strikes, my grandfather's trucks were the first ones allowed on the docks.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, like my godfather, Red Man Gemelli, he was a real tough guy. He was he was vice president of Longshoremen's Union.
Yeah, so
there were rules. There were very specific rules. And one of the things that they would say is that you never saw these guys. You never knew. You never fucking knew what they. I remember that you never. My mother grew up around these guys.
They don't want the attention.
Never.
They don't want the attention.
And family, like it was all about family. And they obviously don't fuck around with them. I'm not saying they were good guys, but there was there were very specific rules with the Italian.
They only killed each other. Like they never fucked with family, wives.
You remember when he said, "If you were with your kid or your wife, I'm not
hold my chainsaw."
Right, but that's why the cartels, like with the mafia, they had so many legitimate businesses. Remember when he said, "If you were with your wife or your kid, I wasn't going to kill you." That's true. They never did that. It was considered very, very bad. And in fact, when John Gotti was turning, I remember, and I think I got this right. For the first time, Sammy the Bull and his guys tried to kill one of Gotti's family members. I think it was might have been his son or one of his cousins.
Probably.
And that was, I remember in the news they were going,
that's a big deal.
That's what they've never done that. This is desperation time. So it was. Well,
if you hear it's super interesting on YouTube. If you hear Sammy talk about it though, he goes, we weren't supposed to talk about it. We weren't supposed to be on the news. No. And then he goes, and you definitely were going to snitch on each other. And then John brings me in and was like, hey, so the DA is going to make you have to be the horrible guy. You're going to have to take the fall. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, that's what you want to do? You want to give me up?
Yeah.
So he said he left that meeting. Was like, well, fuck this. I'm giving him up.
Yeah. And back in the day, he said, I would have killed John. But at that point, my heart was broken because they were so close. The only time I saw real mobsters together, it was a construction site in New York on like 6th Avenue and, 34th Street or something like that. And I see these, it was so interesting. Every one of them couldn't have been thicker, couldn't have been stronger. They looked, again, like out of a movie. Real tough guys. And they were just all talking and laughing with these, and it was so fucking obvious.
Remember when we were in Boston? And we went to that place and our friend goes, be cool here. If you see girls, don't be fucking harm. I'm like, why? He's like, well, this is owned by.
Well, I remember those guys clocked you.
Oh man!
When you walked in, they were as tough looking as it gets. They were obviously just connected guys, but they saw you and knew who you were because you probably they watched fighting. This was right after you had been fighting.
I also walked and went, "Mamma mia!"
Yeah, they clocked you, and I was just like, Jesus. It was very interesting.
Oh, and hey boys, couple meatballs for you guys.
All right, hey
boys,
hey Aurora,
meatballs, hey for you guys.
Hey you fucking
they loved
Denver
it,
guy,
though, man.
Watch you. Mind your P's and Q's, or you get your card marked. All right, you're gonna get your card.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, but there was
mafia
a
stuff?
real discipline. There was the real discipline among the Italians, and that's why they ran the fucking show.
Have you ever seen the John Gotti? I think it was on History or maybe I forget A&E. The son, son who he got pinched,
Yeah.
right? Did some time.
Right here, yeah.
He got out, and then
John Gotti Jr.
They have the video of him going in prison because he's like, I went away. My kids were like 2, 3, 4, and he's like, fuck, I go away for 6 years, and then I get out. I could go away for life. He's like, I don't want to live this life. They have the video of him going into prison, telling John Gotti Sr., his dad, going, I don't want to do this anymore. Dude, his dad is pissed.
Oh yeah,
And
he was never a guy. He
didn't wanna do it.
He was never a guy that
felt pressure.
The rest of the Goodfellas were like, this guy didn't work his way up. You just broke a big.
But he also didn't want to do it either. He's in a fucking black turtleneck there, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's a very rare guy like Sammy the Bull. These guys, it's very rare to be a real
Sociopath.
gangster.
Sociopath.
I don't know about all of them being sociopaths. Actually, I think a lot
Sammy
of
the Bull?
I think a lot of these
15
guys.
deaths?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of these guys
Sociopath.
fall into the life and they'll kill guys from other families and stuff like that. I didn't get sociopath from Sammy the Bull. I really didn't.
You watch one documentary now.
No, I'd followed this way before. He was always like considered to be this complete badass, but again, there was such a discipline to it. And it was like, I don't know. I mean, look, they're very different guys, different dudes. Check out Carlo Gambino's Underboss. I think it's Carlo Gambino. Oh no. Who was the guy who was killed at Sparks? Who was the guy who was killed at Sparks
Where?
Steakhouse?
The steakhouse, the St. Valentine's Day massacre?
Yeah, no. So Sammy the Bull organized the killing of his boss.
Oh,
What was his name?
I know what you're talking about.
Paul Castellano.
Yeah,
Look at
Castellano was the big boss.
Yeah, look at Castellano's underboss. Take a look at this guy. This guy was the real deal.
Paul Castellano's underboss.
Paul Castellano's underboss. Yeah, and they killed him. Yeah.
Hold on.
No,
I just clicked it. Come on, guys.
Yeah, there you go. I can't remember this guy's name.
Anelio, is this it?
Yeah, I think that's him.
Mr. Neal?
Yeah. Look, go to images. Yeah. Look at images of this guy, like out of a movie. A couple of pictures of him. He was. No, not
Luciano was the main one who made
that.
it.
When
made
he's
it cool in
younger,
New
this
York.
guy was
And
fucking.
he's the one who made it as a business. Because the Italians
Lucky Luciano was Jewish.
Lucky Luciano was the one who made it as a business, and he always wanted to. He didn't want to sell drugs.
Yeah.
The Italians when they came here they never wanted to sell drugs.
Yes.
They knew it would end up fucking them.
That's right.
And Lucky Luciano was the guy who never wanted to sell drugs.
I feel like Luciano, even though it's an Italian name, was Jewish. Am I right about that? No, that's Meyer Lansky. I'm thinking of Meyer Lansky. Sorry, Lucky Luciano.
The Jewish mafia is where it's at because
Well,
they
the
made
Jew-
money and then
there
wouldn't
you-
let anybody else
yeah.
do it. Then they invest in real businesses.
Well, the Jewish-
Lucky Luciano's like he'd be the Joe Namath of gangsters. He's
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah.
Broadway Joe. He's
That's what they said about a lot of the gangsters, like the Jewish gangsters, would like they'd make their money, but their kids became doctors and lawyers, and they invested in legit business.
Yeah, and made
Whereas
legit
the Italians
businesses.
had a
they kept
different-
going.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It doesn't end good for. Name one. I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but name any of those guys who it's ended up well.
It ends worse. Ends better for fighters. Ends better for boxers than it does for gangsters. Gangsters are well. That was the guy who said the 50 most, the highest earners, the guys who made the most money in the mob. They went through the list of 50, and this guy was talking about it. The best gangsters, the ones that got away with it forever. 47 are dead or in jail.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Gambino,
Well, you know
that
how it
Gambino
ends.
family was worth. I think he said around $2 billion.
Yeah, you know how it ends. You know how it's gonna end. I mean, Sammy the Bull did for 22 years.
The most depressing part to me is when you watch Goodfellas. Obviously, it's loosely based off gangster stuff. When they're going through and he's going to the restaurant, he's like, "Hey," has the hot chicks and they're doing the thing. They're having fun. They're slick suits and
Yeah.
the best restaurants, the hottest chicks, the cars. And then when they get older and it shows them just like old
Yeah.
and like
think about like
terrible.
what it's like when you're a young man and you got all your boys and you're not only doing what you want, for a while it's working. For a while,
Oh, I bet it's-
you're running as a
oh,
crew.
the best.
You're running as a crew. You're fucking doing whatever you want.
I'll shank somebody right now.
Everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. You get any girl. You're making money. You're a gangster. You're 28 or whatever the world. And then of course somebody gets pinched and they're looking at now you guys are in your 40s. And the FBI built a whole case and they go to two of your friends and they go, "Yeah, you guys have been friends for 20 years. You're brothers, I know. Listen, now you're going to go to jail. Ready for this? For 100 years.
Yeah.
100. You'll never see your kids really
Well,
again.
that's what Sammy said.
So yeah, exactly. So
He said that
you wanna talk?
they made it so like impossible. If you get caught, they're gonna give you so many. Your life's over. So guys quit fucking around so much.
And there are guys that took the
And
fall.
that's why
There are a lot of guys that went fuck
But
you.
Sammy
I'm
had a
going
great
to
point. Sammy, when it comes to loyalty, he said a lot of guys would get put away, and then they'd have kids and wives and stuff, and the guys from the same mafias would go to their house, fuck their wife, take their money,
Yeah,
steal their
it was
money,
never-
and they're like, this is who you're going away 30 to 40 years for?
So traditionally,
the guy who fucked your wife.
Traditionally,
while you're
that's
gone?
why the Italians, you never did that. That's why traditionally, if you were caught fucking not supporting the family or taking the guy's wife, you were fucked. You can get killed for that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly why those rules started to crumble. And one of the things they did an article on, believe it or not, he said what killed a lot of the Italian mafia was the breakdown of family values, was the breakdown of discipline.
the code.
He fucking said, look, as a Southern Italian growing up with my people like my grandfather, I can tell you, and my mother, of course, I can tell you that discipline, like doing certain things, there were just certain things that you just did. And my grandfather, like as a man you were raised, as a woman you were raised, with very specific rules that you never broke. It's that old country, old school
They're kinda out
mentality.
the window, aren't they?
A lot of times, yeah, but make no mistake, the Italians, a lot of people don't realize the Italians are very conservative people.
Yeah.
Their culture is incredibly conservative, especially the South, very conservative, and always were.
Yeah, mafia shit's crazy, man.
It's crazy. But drugs, man, when drugs came in,
Lucky Lucian never wanted to deal with
it
drugs.
fucked everything. Because
Fucked
then now you're
everything.
looking at, because gambling, running rackets, prostitution, you do a 5-year
That's
stretch.
typical stuff.
Fucking heroin, you're going away forever.
Cocaine.
Yeah,
heroin.
and then you got to kill people because
Now it's meth. Another big thing's meth.
you know what stopped a lot of the killing though with the mob? It's just cameras. Back in the 70s, 80s, 90s.
That's what
there were
now.
cameras.
Mob guy.
You
Cameras everywhere.
cameras ring on the doors. Everybody they sees everything. You
Can't do shit.
No, you can't do those spectacular hits. They just find you.
No. See it.
We're being watched everywhere.
Well, in Chicago, you can go to where that it might have been the St. Valentine's Day match. Where Al Capone's
Capone,
guy
yeah.
killed. You can go where his henchmen staked out to shoot. Underneath is a pizza place. It's one of the best pizza places in Chicago. They come in like these fucking bowls. Pizza was all right, more like a casserole to me, but they had good bread. But you can go there and see where they staked out to kill. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah, people are obsessed with that mafia shit. You're not into it, Jen?
Mafia stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not as into it as you guys are.
Do you know the Yakuza in Japan?
Of course.
So do you know that most of the top guys in Yakuza are from?
Korea.
Correct. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Because when
you
the
know they have
Koreans
full
are in
tattoo
Japan-
from their neck to their toes.
Yeah.
They look badass too, right?
Oh, dude.
Pretty cool.
I saw some of those guys in Shinjuku. I remember being like a young man. I was looking at these. I was like, why is that Japanese guy so fucking thick? Just like in a suit. And
I think one of the reasons why people are in love with mafia and biker gangs and fighters, because you know that they're paying a different price than the rest of the world to live that life, huh?
Yeah. Look at those dudes.
That guy in the middle is just fat with titties.
A lot of them are chubby.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Kill you.
I mean,
Kill
just-
you.
I know they will kill you. But they're
Kill you.
badass
So
tattoos.
Watch how you talk. Watch your attitude.
Damn,
That's a
look at
badass
the ass
tattoo.
cheeks.
That's a bad motherfucking tattoo.
Yeah,
if
it's
you're gonna
sick.
get tattoos, holy shit.
Yeah, that takes way too long, but yeah.
Dude, don't be surprised if I Yakuza my back out.
That'd be
Yakuza.
so sick. I bet that takes forever.
Dude, Yakuza!
That white guy looks ridiculous in the
Look at that
getup.
devil,
Well,
dude.
that could be you, Brian.
I want that too. He's got pierced nips. That's a
does.
commitment, dude. It's a commitment. I don't know.
That's a lot. In prison, yeah, that's how they tell you, right? By all your tattoos, that's how they tell you what gang you're affiliated with.
Yeah.
Mafia never got that. There's no mafia
You know why?
tattoos. Yeah, because you can be identified.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Exactly.
You should be identified by your
Look
suits.
at that
and
under
telling
the
mafia.
radar. I love tattoos.
Yeah, if they're done right, I love them.
Wow. I want to wear. You and I should be wearing those.
These guys look like assholes.
Those are the cops. The cops made those fucking guys stand like that. That's what they did. That's exactly what those cops are
Really?
doing.
Or are they just trying about to get sucked?
No, those guys are standing there in front. That's a police lineup, my friend. That's exactly what that is. Look at that dude with the glasses. Enjoy that. Fuck with those guys. Fuck with that guy with the shades. You fucking cocky bastard. I don't like the way you've been talking
Me?
about. I don't
They
like the
better
way you've
have
been talking about
knives.
Cosa Nostra. I don't like the way you were talking about the Cosa Nostra today.
The Chris Nostrum?
Hey, a little out of line.
And they're out of shape Italian fat guys.
Ooh.
They're not tough guys. They're not beating people up with their hands. Jingles. Ooh.
What did you say?
Like if they have guns, I was just like, well, I'm just gonna run a mile. See at the other side. They're not catching me.
Hey, bro. All right, I gotta. We gotta take a minute. I gotta educate him. I gotta take a minute for a second. Hey, Brennan
Yeah, man.
from Aurora, explain something to you. You could be at the bottom of the ocean. Something funny?
No, keep
I'm not
going.
done.
Sorry, dude.
You could be at the bottom of the ocean, the deepest part, where them lantern fish live. In a sealed bank vault. Top of the line fucking,
Luck.
lock. Yeah.
For what?
You could be in that. You could be in that. Okay? You could be in that. You could even booby trap the walls so that they explode if you touch them. Ready? Hold on. They would still get to you.
I was wondering how it is. I was wondering
You got
how
me?
it is.
They would still get to you. So I'm going to... And
Watch P's and Q's.
I want to apologize on your behalf to
Thank you.
all my Goombas. I'm gonna be
Goomba. Hey, is Goomba a bad name?
no, it just means friend. My
Oh, it means
Goomba.
friend. My Goomba.
All my Goombas out there, I want to apologize for my friend from Aurora because he doesn't understand what he's talking about. He doesn't understand where he's standing. So please excuse me. Let me apologize. Let me have a talk with him. I'm gonna have him take back what he fucking said. Now
Now the problem's Russian mafia, though, right? Russians are still,
they were a little too ruthless.
but aren't they still around?
Not really. What happened was they were a little too ruthless.
In Russia, they are.
The problem is in the United States, they started killing the dog, the grandmother, and everything. There was this thing they'd come in and just kill everybody.
Russians?
Yeah, and you can't do that to the FBI. You can't do that to the NYPD police. They were look at that dude, and they were like, "No, you're
You
not."
think that
doing
guy's taking some people's souls from their body?
Holy fuck! Does he look rough? Let's enjoy that.
Check out his Russian tits.
Now he's a bad guy, huh?
Notorious Russian mob says he just wants to go home.
That's not the best.
Yeah, I don't think so, my man. Can't let you out.
Wow, that guy's scary.
He's
Scary.
Yeah, they do some dark shit, man.
Yeah, you can tell when he was younger, he was a
Oh.
big, strong motherfucker.
Yeah, I bet it is the life when you're in it, man. I bet it's the fucking life when you're fucking chucking and driving with your buddies, robbing shit,
Yeah,
getting the hottest chicks.
yeah. Just mind your P's and Q's so you don't get touched. Rough
Wasn't
dudes.
Fedor's little brother?
Yeah.
Or little, I mean giant brother.
Yeah, he's got something to do with these guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. His back.
Well, Fedor-
his back tattoos, I guess.
Fedor's good friends with the biggest gangster in the world.
Putin, yeah.
Yeah,
The most notorious gangster.
He laughs at everybody. He's the biggest gangster and the richest man in the world. So enjoy that. He's no joke.
Yeah, he has some dark tattoos.
He's a scary motherfucker and
He's a
trained.
scary individual. Now that would be a gangster I'd be scared of.
Yeah.
The big fat guy who makes the calzones in the back.
Well, you want to be
know?
scared of anybody who's organized and who's,
Oh,
willing to look at him. Look at him.
convicted rapist gets parole.
Oh, he raped somebody?
Look at that fucking guy.
Oh, he did some raping?
He did a lot of stuff.
A ton of stuff.
Apparently, like he drinks really heavily, and
Well, that's the least of his problems.
yeah,
That's a scary guy, dude.
See, if you go over, it says who's the most gangster MMA fighter. Click over, it's the forums. Look at it. He has the Black Widow tattoo, which means,
this one.
yeah,
Jesus.
there's some dark shit when it comes to his brother.
Yeah, these guys are, you don't want to meet, I mean, yeah.
Look at him there. Imagine
Yeah,
seeing that guy in an alley.
No, I don't want to see him in my jail cell either. He's doing what he wants
Keep
when.
scrolling down.
God, that's his fucking Black Widow tattoo.
think that was
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Yeah, someone from who knows their shit from Russia broke it down and went over all of it, and
Really?
it's like so dark.
So he was connected, obviously, and yeah.
What was it? Was it KBG out there?
KGB, the
Yeah,
KGB,
that's their-
which is now a different.
What's that stand
organization.
for?
That was basically
That was their mafia,
CIA.
right? Oh, really?
No, CIA. So the KGB was was essentially the Russian CIA, but they did a lot of
God.
a lot of
stands
what's
for
it called?
commit Gutsnavs, but dusty.
State security, foreign
Jesus
intelligence, and
Christ.
domestic security.
But the Russian mafia is referred to as
Did a
what?
lot of killing.
What were they called? Because
The Russian mafia?
Costa Nostra,
I don't know what the Russian mafia was called, but they were
bad dudes.
Yeah. So when
But
they
there's- it's
came,
still, see, because I'm going to Amsterdam, or we were talking about going to Amsterdam. Some guy came in, have fun here, and gave me like names, places, the world, and drugs. He's like, but make sure you're not an asshole there because the Russian mafia
they don't
runs
fuck
all
around.
of it.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Although-
Like, yeah. He goes, they're great.
Yeah.
But if you get out of line, you're gonna have some problems.
so a lot of what happened was this. The Russian mafia had its own underworld and stuff. When the Soviet Union, when the wall came down, as it were, when Russia no longer really became communist and it became sort of a free-for-all, a lot of the people in the KGB who were trained killers and soldiers and special forces guys, the Spetsnaz, the KGB, a lot of those guys were like, we're an organization with no job.
Oh, wow.
And there's a shitload of oil up for grabs and mineral resources and stuff. Let's just go take it.
Yeah.
And so when a lot of these guys immigrated to the United States, and they were like, look, America's a candy shop. And there was a guy named Friedman who wrote the Red Mafia or something like that. And I remember he did an interview. He said, they're coming, and a lot of these guys have their PhDs in math, physics. These guys are very organized. They
Educated.
they understand banking and computers and everything. This is in the 90s. So when they came, everybody's like, they're going to take over everything. I remember my father. I said, Russian Mafia. And my father started shaking his
You
head.
all scared Russian
Yeah,
mafia.
my dad goes, I don't think so. I said, what do you mean? He goes, so you're going to pit the Russian mafia against our FBI? Because last time I checked, the Russians lost the Cold War because they couldn't organize, because there wasn't an incentive structure.
Good point,
You're taking
Papa.
on the United States.
Good point,
You think
Papa.
those guys are going to fool the FBI in their country?
Oh, there's no one
he
more
was right.
gangster than the
And he was
FBI.
right. And they came in, they started shaking down Russian hockey players. They did all kinds of stuff with businesses, but then they would do really awful things like kill everybody. You can't do that in this country. No. You're not allowed to do that. Because what would happen is we were like, wait a minute. They killed a grandmother while she was in her rocking chair, and they killed the dog. Fuck these guys. You don't want to piss off our law enforcement, because they're men too. And they see that shit and they go, oh, well, you
they
know
live
what?
for it.
Oh, okay. Now you guys want to take the gloves off? All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So and so a lot of those guys just went to jail. They just all went to jail.
So fascinating, man.
Yeah. And the tattoos were, you had all these tattoos. They were also easy to identify, but I don't know. Well, there was a fucking dude.
Maybe you should.
There was a
try doing
comic who was making fun of a Russian guy. I tell you the story in New York City. Comic was making fun of a Russian guy, and he was like a kind of not a well-known
rough
guy.
dude?
And he was with a girl, and the guy was in the thing. This is when you could smoke, and he's going like this, and he wasn't laughing, and just listening to him. And that comic that night
Disappeared.
was in a dumpster. They found him
They
in a
killed him?
dumpster. They killed him.
Fuck.
In a dumpster. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Yeah.
Watch your tone.
Okay. What's going to happen? What are you going to do? Use some of that boxing you've been doing?
Don't you fucking disrespect.